Hey everybody, welcome to the Welcome Mats channel, bringing you guys today another Star Wars Imperial Assault Skirmish video. I apologize for the delay. I haven't posted a video in a little while. We had the holidays, and then I had a regional the first weekend of January in Kansas, and then I recently accepted a new job, so getting ready to move my family to another state, and really excited about that and the future. But so because of that, I haven't played any Imperial Assault besides my regional this month. Haven't been on Vassal at all, so I was so excited to have a little bit of time today to get this recorded and show you a great matchup between Tuuka running Spectre Cell with Doubt as his 1-point upgrade, and Isaac running Han Ranger's 9 activation list with 3 regular Alliance smugglers. So a lot of people have been dropping the 3rd smuggler for Rebel High Command in anticipation of Lothal. But the smugglers are just so good on Mos Eisley. They're actually pretty good on most of the missions right now. I would honestly say this mission they're playing, Priority Message, is their only bad mission in the current map rotation. They're good on both of Tarkin's missions. They're good on both of Mos Eisley's. Really good on both of Mos Eisley's, and they're pretty good on Lost and Found on this map as well. So until new map rotates in, I think this is actually a pretty good call with smugglers. Isaac could be running planning and black market prices as well, so watch out for that for some strong card draw. This game is a part of the Zion Finest Imperial Assault Federation League. If you're not aware what that is, it's basically a league that Zion's Finest hosts that has like different brackets. There's the heavyweight division, which is basically any card, any figure in the game. There's the middleweight division, which is any one except Queen Piece figures. So, for example, no IG-88, no Han Solo, no Darth Vader, no figures like that are massive, really strong figures. And then there's the light division, which takes away a bunch of the competitive figures from the game. So it's a little more fun in that kind of way. So if you've ever wanted to participate in a Vassal League and you've kind of been like, well, I can't really, schedule a game every week, especially if I'm going to be playing someone who lives overseas. It can be really complicated and hard to schedule games. Well, fear not, the Federation League is a great league for you to participate in, because basically you just come in and say, hey, I want to play a game today. Does anyone want to play? And then you can try to get in a match and try to contest for the championship belt, so to speak. So it's all fun. It's very loose. If you're looking to get in Vassal games, that's a great way to do it. But without further ado, let's get into our match here. Tuuka won the initiative roll-off, so he took the bottom side of Uskru. And we can see how they've deployed their figures. Hera is going to bump up Zeb, Sabine, and Ezra. And then Isaac's Hera will bump up R2 so he can scomp round 1. Han will bump up, and a smuggler will bump up. And here we go. And Ezra, with his brash ability at the start of round, will move to that spot. Looks like Isaac has no start of round. Tuuka actually starts by moving his Kanan rather than choosing to pass at this point. So, revealing where his Kanan is going to be. Interesting here is that because of the way doors work on this map, Isaac will actually open a door first. So Tuuka, unless Isaac moved his Rangers over here and Han, he should be able to keep his Kanan relatively safe here. It'll be interesting to see how Isaac plays, because we don't know if he has negation or not. So he may be more aggressive if he has a negation, knowing that he will have, start of round 2, a swing with his Rangers. So let's see what he chooses to do here. Moves up R2 and scomps. Chopper will System Shock R2. And Isaac chooses to take it as all of it as damage. Which is fine, because if he gets shocked again, he can just take 2 and discard a card. So his R2 should be okay for a while. R2 also has the ability to repair, so he can now heal himself on future turns as well. Isaac goes with Hera and plays Planning. He's probably going to use Gideon to focus Han and move him 2 spaces, I would guess, so Han can threaten. If Han gets to this spot right here, he can threaten anywhere across the map. And at the end of the round, if he opens the door by Kanan, he could get a shot on Kanan. So Planning comes out. It is not negated. And also Black Market Prices comes out. So instead of choosing to put Hera in a position to offer some call the shots bonuses if he wanted to push his figures farther up, Isaac's going to do 2 special actions with Hera and do something else with the smugglers. So this is interesting. If I was Tuuka here, I would be thinking, okay, this tells me that he's going to keep his Rangers back, because Rangers pretty much always want to be within 3 of Hera so they can get that extra bonus. So especially a player like Isaac, I wouldn't see him doing this without being intentional about it. So he wants to he's probably going to keep his Rangers back. And Isaac apologizes because that is pretty brutal. Let's see what he gets rid of with Black Market Prices for victory points. And it's Exposed Weakness, which is an interesting card that you really don't see played. If you don't know what this card does, it says any figure can use it. Choose an adjacent hostile figure. The next attack targeting that figure gains Pierce 3. So in the current meta, this is really solid because of the ability to Pierce 3 on Ezra or Kanan or Zeb, all these Spectre cell figures with their blocks. It's really great for Vader, because now you've got tons of Pierce to get through Vader. Even to get a figure like IG-88, it's guaranteed that you're going to pierce through his extra block plus whatever he rolls on his black die. So, unless, he rolls an evade. But, a lot of the times that's pretty solid. So, I can see this working in a list with 3 Rangers, 3 smugglers who have the extra action to run up to figures. And Uskru and Mos Eisley, not Uskru, but Mos Eisley and Tarkin are both really small maps for your ability to get close to your opponents. So it shouldn't be too hard for Isaac to play this card. I think that's an interesting surprise card. I'd love to hear how it's been working out for him, but I think that could be an awesome surprise card. I really like it. But he chooses to forego it. He's probably got better stuff in his hand at this point. Tuuka will pass. Isaac will activate Gideon, and as we expected, move and focus Han. Tuuka will pass again. 3PO goes, focuses a Ranger, and instead of moving 3PO next to Han to potentially give him an extra evade and trigger Han's cunning bonus, he's actually just going to leave 3PO back, which tells me again he wants to keep his support safe. If Tuuka gets initiative round 2, he can move his Spectre figures close, but because of where Tuuka's figures are now, Isaac doesn't have to worry about Ezra and Kanan getting to his Rangers or his support at this point. So he's just choosing to keep them back safe. With the droids being the only objective VPs on this map, Isaac doesn't have to worry at all about map control. So he has the luxury of sitting back and seeing what happens. Also, this forces Tuuka to be very careful with his positioning as he approaches, because those Rangers are going to be able to get some long haul shots, potentially, depending on what doors open up here. So, Tuuka will pass. Isaac will move a smuggler, and it looks like he's just going to leave him there. Maybe he's going to set up a wall of smugglers to block these Rangers to keep them safe. Tuuka moves up Hera to a somewhat dangerous spot. This is an interesting call. If Isaac did decide to move his Rangers over here, That Hera is in a real dangerous spot. So we'll see what happens there with that. Isaac does move up a smuggler to form a body wall. And that's it. Zeb will go. Zeb is going to go to the opposite side of the door here. So it's really looking like Tuuka is going to want this middle door to open. Or if he's not going to get initiative, he may just want to chill another round. So we'll see what he chooses to do here. Another smuggler goes. What's he going to do with the smuggler? Interesting. Okay, so he's actually just going to form a wall on both sides here with his smugglers. I'm not an expert on smugglers. I've barely played with them, with alliance smugglers, that is. So I'm really curious. I think Isaac just wants to protect all of his support figures and his rangers. This makes it much more difficult for Tuuka to get to them at this point in the match. Or really round 2, he's not going to be able to get to them. So, not really much else you can do with the smugglers, though. Again, because the only objective points on this map coming through the droids. So, not a bad choice just to leave him back there. And actually, by covering both hallways, this is interesting. Isaac could be able to use his smugglers to just try to shoot down Tuuka's droids when they do approach later. So we'll see how that pans out. Sabine moves up to a interesting spot over here, somewhat precarious, also very exposed spot, and plays Rebel Graffiti. Let's see if Isaac has negation. And he will play negation, so that's probably the right call because just of Rebel Graffiti giving out free victory points is just broken. It's a broken card. It's too good. So you kind of have to negate it. But now Tuuka has the opportunity to play Take Initiative, and Isaac's probably not going to be able to stop it because I wouldn't think he's running Comm Disruption in this list. So, however, because he has his figures back so cautiously, he may not... Tuuka may not want to play Take here because he's not really going to get a lot unless he decided to try to kill R2, but that doesn't seem like a good use of Take to me. Maybe it is. I don't know. He has to exhaust a figure to do it. So what do? You if you exhaust Chopper, you can't System Shock. It's interesting. Interesting to think about the options there. So Rebel Graffiti was negated, and Tuuka goes with his Rangers before he goes with Han. And it does look like he's just going to position his Rangers safely behind his smugglers here to set them up for later. Interestingly, though, they could still threaten this hallway if he moves back with them. They pretty much have a good firing range if they try to go towards R2. But if Tuuka chooses to try to go around this way, it's going to get interesting to see what happens with those Rangers. So Tuuka actually uses Spectre Cell to just move Sabine back to safety. I wonder if his thought in putting Sabine out there was to just try to bait the Rangers to come. And that may have played right into Tuuka's trap. If Tuuka has taken initiative, then Isaac would have been in a lot of trouble. Okay, and so Isaac actually puts Han in a spot to where he's going to be able to open the door by R2 and get a good shot on Hera. So he doesn't mind if Tuuka takes initiative losing his R2 here. He'd rather have a shot to take out Hera. Now Hera is within 2 of Kanan, so she'll get the defensive reroll in addition to her extra block. So it'll be interesting to see here if what happens here, because Tuuka has initiative, so if I'm thinking about this correctly, he should be able to trigger his doubt before Isaac triggers his end of round shot with Han. So if he doubts away Han's focus, there's virtually no way, apart from tools for the job, that Han's going to be able to one-shot Hera here, especially with him not being within 3 of his own Hera for the Call the Shots bonus. So each player draws 2 cards. The droids move. Isaac puts his droid safely on the left side. And Tuuka aggressively goes towards the right. And here's the all-important door opening. So, interestingly, Isaac opens his middle door. I think he wants to make sure that his Rangers are threatening. And as Tuuka approaches here, if he approaches here, he may be able to approach a little more safely, though, because of that as well. So, really curious what door Tuuka will open here. If he opens the R2, he's allowing Han to get a shot on Hera. But he has a shot to take out R2. If he opens his chopper door, he's going to he can play pretty safe. And that is what he chooses to do. I think this is the good call here for Tuuka. Seeing Isaac opening the middle door, you don't want to take a free end of round shot from Han ever. So it's not worth it just to try to get the kill on R2. And with the Rangers where they are, they could still threaten as he approaches on the right side. So I think this was the good call for Tuuka. He doesn't need to play take now. He can save it for later. He can save it for round 3. Actually, he won't need it. He wouldn't need it till round 4. But he's pretty much guaranteed to get it once he does have it. If he doesn't already have it now for round 4. Interestingly, so Han was doubted here. Ezra's not going to move. I don't think Ezra even moved for his activation. He just stood still. He's just keeping him safe for now. Okay, that looks like that's the brash movement. Yeah, so he does brash Ezra to the other side. And this will enable Ezra to safely come up the left side by the booth here. He can double move and then with his start around movement be able to press in towards Isaac's Rangers and really threaten here. So yes, and because they're both playing kind of passively right now, it would make sense for Isaac to go with R2. He does repair himself, which is a good call. I mean, he's going to scomp. Again, Tuuka responds with a system shock. And Isaac will take all 3 of the damage, 2 damage, and the strain as a damage as well. Isaac will use Gideon. He's just going to focus up these Rangers here. Actually, he used Gideon to focus Han and move him 2 spaces. So Han's in a better position to get a shot here, depending on what Tuuka does. Isaac stalls by having a smuggler be still. This is a timed match, by the way.
I didn't share. She didn't share.
Oh, she didn't share what, bud?
She She didn't say the things that. She didn't.
Here, you can have a few more.
Oh, thank you.
Sure.
Daddy.
You take a handful. So it looks like Tuuka's just gonna move. No, just a few, and then bring them back.
Okay.
Okay. He's just gonna move Zeb over here. Okay, Zeb's in the netherworld right now. Looks like he doesn't know what to do with Zeb. Let's see where he goes with Zeb. Okay, so Tuuka rather, puts Zeb into a spot where he can't really be shot at without Han playing a movement card. And that would probably be foolish for Han to run in there like that. But that's Han, that's what he does. Ezra literally goes back to where he was before. Yeah, Tuuka's joking here that he's letting Isaac draw all of his cards. Isaac has all but 4 of his cards, and he's already played 4 cards. Well, he played 3, and one of them he had to discard. So yeah, by next round, Isaac's going to have pretty much all of his Hunter cards. So, whatever attack comes out first, he's got a good chance of one-shotting Kanan or Zeb, or Sabine. Of course, Ezra could on the lambs, so we'll see what happens with that. He actually will move up a smuggler just a little bit, but he still kind of is body blocking. Kanan doesn't do anything, he just stalls. Hera also does the same. Who did Tuuka go with there? So Isaac's actually going to go here with his Rangers. Okay, this is really confusing. Okay, so Sabine's actually going right now. Oh, it looks like he just kept his Rangers right where they were. Just keeping them safe. So here comes Sabine. What's Sabine going to do? She's going to toss a grenade. That makes sense. She can toss a grenade and still stay pretty safe. So 1 damage on Han. And interesting. Okay, yeah, I was going to say. Interesting, he actually keeps Sabine a little bit exposed in that spot. So Hera goes and then okay, so that was an interesting move. So what he did there was he used Spectre Cell to move Hera 1 space, and then he moved Sabine back into this space so that she could still be safe, not have to worry about a Han shot. So nice play there to keep his Sabine safe. Now let's see what Han does here. It looks like Han's going to move. Since Isaac has initiative, he doesn't have to worry about that focus getting doubted. So he's going to be able to get a focus shot on Zeb here. And there's a good chance he'll have tools for the job. So he's going to be able to potentially get a pretty big shot in. So as we can see here, Isaac's got all but 2 cards, and Tuuka still has 8 in his deck. So Isaac's droid is pretty safe down here. There is a chance. I don't think Chopper's gonna be able to finish it off by himself. He'd have to like play a card. Because I don't think he can use Ram on companions. So With 6 health, this droid should be able to make it. Be interesting to see what Tuuka does with his droid here. Probably moves him up. Oh, he actually didn't move up the other droid. I wonder if he forgot to. That may have been intentional. He may want to move them both in at the same time. Okay, so as we anticipated, Han is going to get his end of round shot on Zeb. He will not re-roll. It looks like Zeb will not re-roll, so he's going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minus 1 block is 6 damage. 6 damage on Zeb. Oh, okay. Isaac was very kind to tell Tuuka that he forgot to move his right droid, and so he's moving him next to R2. A nice play there, moving him next to R2 so that he's kind of safe, but able to get to the deployment zone. Let's see what he'll do with Sabine here. So he's going to try to grenade to finish off R2, and he's able to do it. So we have the first defeated figure. Interesting, Tuuka's going to actually take a shot on Han here, and his Sabine will be able to get return fired. So, this is an interesting play, because with Gideon... I mean, Han's probably got on the lam, first of all. But with Gideon around, too, Han could easily take a shot on his turn and then retreat. And not even have to worry about the other figures right now. So, interesting call here. No command cards. Wow, really great attack here. Straight out max attack here from Sabine with a blank from Han. And he does draw out on the lam, so... Now, let's see if he puts his Han here, he could still take a return fire shot on Sabine. So let's see where... And that's exactly what Isaac's going to choose to do, which is a good call. I'm going to guess Tools comes out. So Element of Surprise comes out here. And Tools for the job. Can Han do 11 damage to Sabine with 1 block built in? He's not focused. He can do 10 without any other cards. If he has positioning advantage, he could do 11. He'd have to max roll. Well, that was assuming he added a red die. He's actually just using a green, so he's not going to be able to kill Sabine here. Oops. Oh, I'm sorry. I went through those dice. So pretty good roll here from Han. Another max roll. So as we can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage gets through to 1 block. So 8 damage gets through to Sabine. So this is interesting. He's still leaving his Sabine in a very exposed position here. I'm not sure how I feel about this play. I don't know what he's trying to do with Sabine here. If he had moved Sabine... Okay, I think I see what he's doing here. So he's playing strength in numbers. He's probably going to tap Spectre to have Sabine come to a safe spot like here so that she can take another shot on Han. So who do you go with? Do you go with Hera? So first he's going to use the Spectre Cell tap to have Sabine shoot. And Element of Surprise comes out. I don't think... Yeah, I think Isaac's right here. Han had line of sight to Sabine at the start of that activation. So with the way Element of Surprise is worded... Okay, I'm a little confused here. Use when you declare an attack if the target did not have line of sight to you at the start of your okay. At the start of your activation, remove one die from its pool. So maybe Sabine was in a spot where he didn't have line of sight to her. I'm not sure. We can go back and look at it here. Does Han... yeah, maybe Han doesn't have line of sight right there. Because he can see the bottom left, I would think, but maybe not the bottom right corner. Max attack here from Sabine. This is 7 damage going through right now. Han has 12 health. So if he'd had tools and he'd max rolled, he could have done it. And then Hera's going to come up and take a shot without having to worry about return fire. Not the best Hera roll here. So because of their bonuses, Hera actually this it's not too terrible. With the double surge, Hera can pierce 2. So that would be 2 damage getting through, which is just short of finishing off Han. Wow, just 1 more damage. Because it wasn't a good roll. That's crazy. One more damage there, or if Hera had been in a spot where she could have given call the shots to Sabine, that would have done it. That's pretty big here. Because now Han's going to be able to run away. A good defensive roll here from Hera. So she's just going to take 1 damage, looks like, after the reroll. Zeb, of course, doesn't have a very long range shot, so Han is probably safe there. It's possible, though, because Zeb has a built-in 3 accuracy. Let's check out Zeb's card here. He's got a built-in 3 accuracy, and he can surge for +2 accuracy. He rolls a green-red, so it's still a risky attack. If Han rolls an evade and he doesn't get the range, then he may miss. But it's 50-50. He needs 2 range, so there's a 50% chance that he can hit it on his green die. And he does. He hits it. Let's see if Han dodges. Oh, no. And that is a dead Han. That's huge. Look at this. Look at these rolls this game. Except for that Hera attack. It's been some hot dice. So Han is going to die. So as we look at the board state, yeah, Tuuka forgot to score points. We've got a damaged Zeb and we've got a almost dead Sabine. So it'll be interesting to see what Isaac does here. So Isaac actually just goes with Rubio and stays put. He focuses up Hera. Interesting that he chose Hera instead of the Ranger. I'm guessing that Isaac's got primary target and he wants to play it on that third Ranger. Maybe take a shot on Zeb here. Moves his smuggler to his terminal, and he's going to actually get a shot on the droid. Actually, he's going to shoot at Sabine, which makes more sense. And this is a good attack here, actually. Is it going to be enough? The smugglers do not have surges for damage. They have a surge for pierce and for stun and for accuracy. So this is not going to finish off Sabine, although I'm sure Tuuka was very nervous there. 1 damage and a stun, though. Where did his terminal go? Is the terminal in the spot where the droid is? It may be. Tuuka passes. Isaac will again stall with using a smuggler for protection. He'll do that twice in a row, actually. I don't know about this call right here. If Tuuka had done the math, I think he would have realized that there's no way he can kill this droid with 6 health. Unless Chopper had played some kind of command card. It's just not possible. So yeah, he's going to get through 3 damage, but who else can he use to attack it with? He's already gone with his ranged figures. Kanan. Can Kanan move 8 spaces to attack it? He hasn't used. He already used a Spectre tap too, so I don't know. I think I would have. What would you do with Chopper there? Would you move Chopper in? Because then Chopper's just a target for easy points. Since they're playing time here, Isaac needs points. But he really wants to finish off Sabine and Zeb. I think that's his goal right now. And if he's got Celebration, then he may be able to take enough of a lead here. I guess if you want to keep Chopper safe, though, there's no harm, no foul in attacking the droid. So maybe it was the right call. Force Vision comes out with Kanan, and Isaac will go with Hera next. He's going to keep Kanan close to Zeb and Sabine so he can give that defensive reroll and keep Kanan somewhat safe. Hera's going to come out and take a shot on Zeb. And yeah, this Zeb is very exposed. A pretty good shot here from Hera, almost max damage. The reroll doesn't do any good on the defense. So that puts through 5 damage onto Zeb. A really big attack there. One ranger shot and Zeb is dead. I mean, he may not even have to play, but like, he may not even have to play any cards. He could just do a focus shot. So what do you do with Ezra here? Okay, so this is interesting. Is putting Ezra there the right call? Because Ezra's a tank, and if he's got on the lam, he can force Isaac to waste a shot here. I think if I was Tuuka, I may have actually put Ezra in harm's way just to protect Zeb. Of course, you do know Isaac still has heightened reflexes. He has played Element already, but he's got heightened reflexes still, so he can remove a dodge. But he has played Tools, so he's still got Primary Target, and he's still got Assassinate. So, still a lot to be afraid of, but... And maybe he doesn't have On the Lam. Maybe that's what he's thinking. I'd rather not just throw out another figure to the dogs. I mean, if he had On the Lam, maybe you could play him more aggressively. But if you don't, then I can see why you would put him there. Because if you don't have On the Lam, and you 1 or 2 shot Ezra, then you can still finish off Zeb if you're Isaac. And then Tuuka would be in big, big trouble. So it'd be nice if we had hand knowledge sometimes. And here come the Rangers, ready to do some work. Really great positioning here by Isaac to get off his rerolls with his Rangers. Excuse me. A massive attack here coming out with Zeb's block, but that's not going to be enough. With the Pierce 1, he's actually still getting through. I don't know why he had a +1 damage there. Oh, he used Harris Call the Shots. So with Call the Shots, he's able to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 piercing 1, which is 4 damage, which is just exactly enough to finish off Zeb without any cards or without risking a reroll. That's glorious. So Isaac's swinging the game back his way, and that Ranger will also become hidden. Ranger 2. Did he... Where did that Ranger start from? Oh, okay. Actually, yeah. That was really great positioning to have his Ranger there so that he could threaten these spots right here. So this is probably a dead Sabine. He doesn't need a reroll. He's going to be able to finish it. Oh, and to add insult to injury, Sabine rolls a blank. So he's not even going to have to play any cards. He does have the reroll with Kanan. So... Right now, that's actually not enough to kill him. So he's going to have to play a card. And now comes Heightened Reflexes. That's going to do it. And this game has completely swung Isaac's way now. Killing Sabine. So what do you do with this last Ranger? Now, of course, we're going to have another round here, so Tuuka's going to have a chance to kill a couple of Rangers here. And on the Liam's already come out too, so he could actually still go for Hera if he wanted to. And not really be worried about that. But his Kanan and his Ezra are both very much threatening these Rangers right now. So Tuuka had to play aggressively to come get Han, and now Isaac had to risk his Rangers to come and take out Sabine and finish off Zeb. So let's see who it pays off for. Tuuka triggers his heroic effort. If he doesn't have On the Lam or tools or something to really help him here, he's got a better chance of getting it. Okay, so this Ranger does come out to take a shot on Kanan. Might as well. He still has Assassinate. We don't know if he has it in hand, but gets a max roll here. Pretty good roll from the Rangers. Doesn't get any better. No cards come out though, so it's going to be 6 damage on Kanan here with the auto Pierce 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blocking 2 is should be 5 damage, right? 7 minus 2 is 5. I think that should have been 5 damage. Am I doing the math wrong there? That's 5 damage, right, guys? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with the surge. 7 minus 3, but he's piercing 1. So 7 minus 2 is 5. Okay, so now we're going to have some droids score. Tuuka and Isaac will each score a droid here. Isaac goes up to 21. Tuuka should go up to 19. Yep. Tuuka's going to be able to use Doubt. Did he doubt away a hidden? I think he did.
Dad, I did it.
Thanks, buddy.
We did the Mackins too. We did a big Mackin.
Okay, so initiative passes to Isaac. He's going to play Call the Vanguard here. And primary target comes out. He's going to take a shot on Kanan here. And Isaac has, I think he has all of his cards now. So he's got Assassinate. So Kanan's got 8 health left with primary target coming out and with Assassinate and Doc. He's got a chance of killing Kanan here. He's also hidden, so he got an extra surge. Assassinate comes out. And that is insane. That is a dead Kanan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 pierce 2 for 9 damage. So he kills him by 1 extra. And Celebration comes out. And that is massive. What do you do if you're Tuuka now? He hasn't done his starter round yet, so he does get to brash with Ezra. 33 to 19 right now. So if he has Force Push, he should be able to... If he has Force Push and Pummel, he should be able to potentially take out 2 Rangers. But with Kanan being gone, he's not going to be able to fix his die. So Second chance comes out onto Ezra. And now we see that take initiative come out. So Tuuka is going to have initiative here, as we anticipated. How many cards does he have in his deck? Still he has 6. It's just one of the weaknesses of Spectre Cell, not really great card draw. So you've got to go all in with Ezra now. Wait, how did Isaac get another victory point here? Oh, Isaac's so used to playing against motivation, he thought he had one more point. And indeed, Force Push does come out. And he's going to choose to move Hera up. Actually, he decides to go with the Ranger. And here comes Pummel. Oh, nice. And he does get a really good roll here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. It's not going to be enough to kill him, though, unless he's got a card here. Oh, man. One short of killing that Ranger. I wonder if he has Force Surge. Another, the same exact roll comes out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 2 is another 6. And that's just unfortunate. No Force Surge, no positioning advantage there. Max roll from Hera here coming out. Looks like she'll be able to finish off this Ranger. So that's a dead Ranger to put Tuuka at 23. So with the timer ending, this is going to be the last round. Oh my goodness. Wait, how's... Okay, Hera's within 3, so Hera can add 1 to do 5, to do 7. Wow, which is just enough for the kill. So no on the lamb for Tuuka. Alright, so that was the game there. Isaac's able to hide his Rangers and keep them safe and just play the long game, just draw out all of his cards, and he's able to take the win. This is a tough map for Tuuka. He doesn't have the card draw advantage that Isaac has with his Rangers. And actually... thinking back over this match, I wonder if Tuuka actually would have been better off taking the top row, just because for Rangers to get good shots from the bottom, they actually have to expose themselves more because you've got this giant crosshair in the middle here. And then you've got the booth on the left side. So I feel like Tuuka actually may have been better off taking the top side, because then the Rangers wouldn't have had these long hallways to threaten range shots with. Of course, they still have some sort of threat, but they're going to have to get closer if they're on top to get good shots. On bottom, rather, I'm sorry, to get good shots. So, I actually think that may have been, if Tuuka went back into this game over again, maybe if he had tried taking the top side, he may have been better off, actually. I'd love to hear, if any of you guys play Spectre, your thoughts on that, on this map. What side do you think is better for Spectre? Or is it matchup dependent? Which side is better? Yeah, because just letting Isaac sit back and focus up and get all of his cards, not a lot he can do there. The Hera kill was honestly didn't even do anything. So even if he had on the Lamb, Isaac had a comfortable 10-point lead. So with all I'm having left is Chopper. Also interesting to talk about, should he have double moved Chopper so that Chopper could threaten this round? Chopper potentially could have maybe rammed to finish off a Ranger, maybe get in an attack against a Smuggler. Just interesting to think about. Would it have been worth it for Chopper to come in, to just go all in, knowing that he was running out of time? But yeah, otherwise, good game here from Tuuka and Isaac, both fantastic players. So this does go to show you Spectre Cell can be beat. However, I think this mission really played into Isaac's favor. I think if it was on Lost and Found, Tuuka would have been able to put on a lot more pressure to some of his figures, potentially. So, yeah, I think it would have been interesting. It would have been interesting to see. So, anyways, thanks for the game, guys. Thanks for letting me do this recording. I hope it was informative for anyone listening. Hope to get out some new content in the future. Would love to do a video on some more stuff about just different I'm sorry, the word's slipping my mind. Traits, the different traits in the game, and just going over the command cards like I did with Spies. So we'll see. As time permits, I'll be able to get to do that. Thanks again for watching, everyone. This has been the Welcome Mat. I'm bringing you another recording today, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys again next time. Peace.